Is your daily driver looking a little worse for wear? Have you neglected to maintain your leather and keep it in tip-top shape? And if you've answered yes to any of these questions, that's okay. It happens to all of us. Sometimes we just don't have the time to maintain our daily drivers. So in this video, I wanted to show you 2 products that you can use to restore and protect your older interior leather. To do this, we're going to be tackling the interior of my 2018 Tesla Model 3. While the leather is certainly not in the worst shape possible, it's also definitely not in the best shape. I only clean and protect the leather once or twice a year, but I want to try to restore and bring back the natural factory feel and sheen of the leather. One of the products we'll be using today is more of a multi-purpose restore and protect type product and can be used on much more than just leather. It can be used on all your interior plastics. It can be used on rubber and even in engine bays. So in addition to cleaning and restoring the leather, I'll also show you how you can clean and restore your interior plastics. To do the bulk of the interior cleaning, I'm going to be using CarPro Inside, diluted to about 2 parts concentrate to 1 part water. Another great option for cleaning just the leather would be Geon Leather Cleaner. To protect the seats and leather, we're going to be using Geon Leather Coat. Now I found this leaves behind kind of like a semi-slick satiny finish, but I also just recently got CarPro PERL, and PERL stands for Plastics, Engine Bay, Rubber, and Leather. So I want to try this on one of my leather seats so I can compare the slickness and the finish to the Geon Leather Coat, and then we're going to be using this to protect and restore the plastic trim. To apply the products, the easiest option is going to be a microfiber applicator mitt. This particular one, which is like kind of orangey yellow, is a CarPro product. And then I also have a white one, which is a Geon product. Now, if you have a white or light colored leather, you're definitely going to want to use the white. If you have black, then orange should be just fine. Reason you want to do that is because some people have concerns about dye transfer. Now for these products, they don't really contain solvents, I believe, so I don't really think it's going to matter too much. But if you're going to be doing on a newer car a leather ceramic coating, you're definitely going to want to use white only because those contain heavy solvents, and those solvents could cause the color on this type of mitt to bleed and actually transfer into the leather and ruin the leather. You're also going to want a lot of microfiber towels. I know this seems like you need a lot of things, but these are professional grade products. They're not so much spray on, wipe off. Those products don't work nearly as good. It takes a little bit more effort to apply them and wipe them off and get good results, but it's still easy in the grand scheme of things. This particular one is an edgeless 300 towel from the Rag Company. It's a low pile towel. I believe you get like 10 of these for 17 bucks. They're great for so many things. And then I also have some, I actually don't remember which ones these are by the Rag Company, but I'll put them in the description below. It's a longer pile edged towel. This was also like a 9 pack or something like that for like 20 bucks, so it's a pretty good deal. These are great for doing a final buff to make sure there's no residue streaking at the end. Now, to maintain and continue providing protection into the future, we're going to be using an interior quick detailer. Lots of companies make these. I'm going to be using CarPro Inner QD. This is also a great product for cleaning screens and comes with a little bit of built-in anti-static and actual antimicrobial, so it should help keep everything clean for a while. This type of product is what you would use on a daily basis to clean your car compared to the other products, which is going to be more of a deep cleaning on a less regular basis. All right, so we're outside and let's take a look at the before. So my seats, they're, like I said, not the cleanest, but not the dirtiest either. There's definitely some maybe some old cleaner residue right there. Back of the seats. This door is not terribly dirty, but I know the driver's side is. All right, seats. I'm sorry, it's super bright out. The center console, definitely, the armrest needs some love. The yoke is not terrible. The dashboard is just a little dusty, but, and then the trim on this door, I don't think it's really picking up too much in the video, but it definitely is not the best. So we'll try to take a good stab at that. All right, let's get started. All right, so the first step is always going to be vacuuming to try to get away or try to remove any loose debris that could scratch the leather. I have 3 things ready. I have my dry, edgeless towel. Got a piece of dust that won't leave. Dry edgeless towel, a damp edgeless towel, and then my buff towel. I want to have all those ready. And then I also have, I don't know how this got dirty since I just vacuumed it. I also have a leather cleaning brush and a detailing brush. So go ahead and take the inside, and I'm gonna do just one part at a time. I think I'll start with the top in case any residue runs down on the seat. I don't want to clean the seat again. So just get fairly decent coverage. Doesn't go as far as you think. And then we're gonna start agitating it with the brush, and then we'll do the heavier duty leather brush. And our goal here is just to get the product everywhere in all the nooks and crannies so that it can work its magic and do the cleaning. Since Carbro inside tends to streak, I like to use more product so that it's less likely to dry on the surface, and then I don't have to come back over again with it. All right, that's about all I can reach. Now I'm going to take my harder leather brush, my stiffer leather brush, and just give it a good scrub. And as you can see, we're kind of working against time here. Product is already starting to dry because we're a little bit in the sunlight. So we might have to change our method a little bit to compensate. All right, so that's pretty good. So now I'm gonna take my dry towel and just wipe off as much of the product as I can get. Okay, so if we stop just there, we can obviously see there's quite a bit of streaking, which is not desirable. And that's why we use this method. So now we have our damp microfiber that I'll just fold into sections if I can. And now we're gonna wipe down. This will help re-damp the product that's left behind so we can wipe it off. Now I take my buffing towel. I know it looks streaky, but it should dry clean. There we go, look at that. What a difference one damp towel makes. Much better. All right, now we're going to do the same process on the bottom. I'm gonna spray over here to try not to overspray any. And of course, once these towels get soiled enough, you're gonna wanna switch them and use a different towel so you're not just laying product back down on top of itself. All right, what an improvement. So we do still have some white markings in a couple different spots. So I'm just going to spray into my detailing brush to apply it on those spots specifically. And then I can use my stiffer brush to really scrub those again. Much better. All right, so to save you the pain of having to watch me clean another seat, I'm gonna go ahead and clean that, and then we'll come back to do the doors. All right, so I've just finished the seats and the center console armrests, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. So we have some plastic here, some fabric, which it's not terribly dirty, but I don't actually have a protectant to put on that, so we'll just do the leather, the plastic, and this kind of squishier plastic here. All right, I'm gonna clean the last couple parts, which is the steering wheel and then the dash. And since those are a little bit harder to contour, I'm actually gonna use one of my microfiber mitts to do that. So I'm just gonna spray directly into the mitt. And then we'll clean it that way. Okay, and since we applied it with microfiber, I'm just gonna go straight to my damp towel. It's really hard to see in this bright lighting how good of a job I'm doing. Probably not the best, but okay. Now we'll wipe off what we can. All right, so for the leather coat, what it says is to apply it with a microfiber applicator, ensuring even coverage, and let it dry for 15 minutes. It doesn't actually say to wipe off. From using this before, you definitely want to wipe off, otherwise it's going to leave behind some residue. So we're going to apply it, maybe give it 5 to 10 minutes, and then try to buff it out and smooth off anything that has a high spot. So we're going to use our mitt style applicator, spray directly onto it. Has a nice pleasant smell, and then side to side, try to get in your nooks and crannies. And again, this is only for leather, so we're just going to do it on the passenger seat, and I'm going to use PERL everywhere else to do the plastic, but also so we can compare the leather to the leather coat. Now, if you were doing this inside, you could probably get away with the 15 minutes. But since we're in the sun, it tends to screw things up a bit. All right, so it's been about 5 minutes, and obviously we can't just let it dry without a wipe off because it streaks. So I'm gonna try to wipe it off, which it looks like it might be a little challenging. So if we have to, I think I'm gonna mist my towel just lightly to get it a little damp, and then kind of buff it as we apply it. And I think that'll help level out those streaks. And I don't know if this product has any ceramic in it. It does have hydrophobic properties, so it's possible. And you never want to leave ceramic coatings unleveled, because then they look like they have streaks. Yeah, I like this a lot better. So especially when in the direct sunlight, you're going to want to take your time and buff it after you apply it. All right, so I don't know if you can see the sheen difference in this lighting, unfortunately, but it's more of a satin sheen than the raw leather, and it's really quite slick. And it does stay like this for a while. Just like the PERL, you're gonna wanna apply this about every 2 to 3 months. So this is your deep protection that you do a couple times a year. And then you use the quick detailer in between, basically to top it off and keep everything clean. All right, so we're gonna go now to the other side and do PERL. So PERL, I've actually not applied before. It's brand new to me. This is a diluting product, so it's a really good value. I think it's $20 for a bottle, and for interior, you dilute it 1 to 5, so you get 5 bottles worth from one concentrate bottle. And you can buy these empty spray bottles like this for like $4, so that's what I have. And the instructions say spray over surface, wipe off with microfiber. So I've not used it before. We'll start cautious. I'm gonna use a different CarPro mitt, and I'm just gonna spray into the mitt. Just gotta prime the sprayer. Okay, put a couple sprays in there, and we'll apply it the same exact way. This has almost like a sour apple smell to it, which I actually really like. And again, since we're in the direct sunlight, this one actually doesn't say to leave on, so we're gonna wipe it off as soon as I get coverage everywhere. And I have an orange towel to reduce confusion so we don't mix things up. Looks like this one does also streak in the same fashion when in the sun. So I'll give a quick mist to my towel, and then we'll just buff as we apply. I'm sure there's better ways to do this, and if you have any techniques you'd like to share, feel free to add them into the comments. I will say this one is a little bit more challenging to get streak free, but that could just be because I'm in the light again. But it does look pretty good. The leather is a little worn, so like some of these, like what kind of looks like white is really just fading of the leather. I'm going to do the seat. And I think that went on pretty well. It was a little hard to wipe off. Now there's a noticeable difference in the sheen. The PERL is definitely a little bit glossier, and the leather coat is satiny. Now we'll let this dry for a little bit and see if that changes at all. And I'm gonna do the plastic and my steering wheel. All right, and for the center console, I'm going to do half and half. And I don't have any tape with me, so I'm just gonna, this is the one I used to apply the leather coat. So I'm gonna mask this just like that, and I will just spray this directly into the surface for ease. To take my buff towel from earlier just to clean this up a little bit, because there is a bit of right, so it's kind of hard to tell specifically on the center console. Fortunately, that didn't really work very well. There is a noticeable line in between the two, but side by side they look the same. But when you look at the seats, this one looks more natural. This is the leather coat. Again, I apologize for the light. It's very satiny. Then when you look at the PERL, you can see it's a bit glossier. So I think they're both good products. It's just going to be up to you on which one you prefer. So on leather, I'm saying that leather coat is more satiny and PERL is more glossy. So let's take a look at the PERL on the plastic. I think it looks pretty good once you kind of figure out how to apply it. So it definitely restored. Sorry, the lighting is just so awful. It definitely kind of restored. It definitely restored like the factory look of the plastic. And both products provide UV protection for about 3 months. Alright, so I showed you how to clean the leather and protect the leather with 2 different products. Now, it's not meant to be a product comparison video or a review video of one over the other, but I just wanted you to see the different options that you have. For me personally, I think I'm going to stick with the leather coat for leather surfaces, and then use the PERL probably for plastic and other surfaces like that. Carpro does make lotion, which I think is meant to be similar to leather coat, but it's kind of hard to say until I actually get a chance to try it. And then just to finish this off, I wanted to show you all how you can use your interior quick detailer to keep the car clean in between basically the 2 to 3 month applications where you do this. And generally the best thing to do is just going to be to spray into your microfiber towel and then wipe down surfaces. That will help reduce any chances of streaking or putting too much product on there. So I'm going to clean the screen since everything else is clean, and then maybe just wipe down a couple other small things. So just prime it, and we'll just wipe the screen down. And you always want to use a dry towel after to wipe it down, so I'm just going to use the other side of this towel. And that wipes that down. And then we can also use this to just do light cleaning and just keep the interior looking good in between maintenance applications of our protectants. And that's everything. I hope this video was useful for you all and you got some good information out of it. Let me know in the comments if you've used these products before, or if you have a different interior detailing routine that you want to share. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more videos.